am coming to you with a video about 90-day fiance Stephanie. She tells more, so I got to tell you more. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. To all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family, and to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. So Stephanie, our girl, is back out there again with her wild story about all of the things that she suffered at the hands of producers, networks, stuff like that. And so she took to her Instagram and did a partial interview with a YouTuber by the name of Celeb Guy. Um, I've seen him before, don't really watch his channel, but on her Instagram page, she kind of did like a dual interview with him and also spilled some more tea on her own. And so, he indicated that he had done the first interview with her. I did not go back and look at that. Um, and she took to Instagram and did her own tell all, Sofa Talk, I believe is what it's called. And then she did, another follow up interview with Celeb Guy um, to set the record straight. He indicated that he had some questions that some of his viewers had asked him, and he wanted the opportunity to talk with her about it. Sometimes I think that, when you're talking a lot, you need to talk a little. And I think that her first tell all was sufficient enough. But Stephanie indicated that, she didn't want any stone unturned with the viewers or viewers' questions. And so I don't know if she frequents this channel, but we had plenty of questions, didn't we all, down in the comments section? So anyway, let's talk about some of them, shall we? Yes, we shall. Thank you so much for the super chat, Christy Marie. Thank you. So the thing about it is, Stephanie really wants to try to get her story straight. She wants to garnish or garner the support of the subscribers and the 90-day fiance fans. She wants us all to know basically, her side of the story. To me, it is really starting to come off, in my opinion, as Stephanie feels like, or Stephanie is kind of bitter. And the reason why I say that is because she wants to continue to say that she's mad at Ryan and Harris for not telling her things. So let's start at the beginning, or at least as much as I want to say about it, because I'm not going to go into detail about it. But I do have a couple of things that I just want to say. First of all, when we heard Stephanie in the first tell all, she indicated that the cast and the crew could not find Ryan. While she mentioned that again in her second interview, that they could not find Ryan, what she left out in the first interview was that she had given them Ryan's address. She says that the two of them broke up because, COVID hit or the pandemic, and she and Ryan family, I guess everybody in the family had lost their job. Now, Stephanie had indicated that she had been supporting this family for years, but all of a sudden, during the worst time in their life and the worst time in my lifetime, Stephanie is now indicating that she's now indicating that they've lost their jobs and she was helping the family. She was indicating that the family, Ryan had, they were supposed to do the show. The two of them had broken up. and that Ryan was trying to bribe her, according to her, for more money in order to do the show. She said that her focus was on bringing more attention, more clientele to her shop. And so she knew what she was focused on. She said that she had called the producers and told the producers that she was out of here, that she did not want to do the show anymore because this gentleman, Ryan, was bribing, trying to get more money out of her. Don't know if she used the word extortion or not, but you know. So anyway, she says that when she talked to this producer, that the producer indicated that she needed to get over it, give him the money that he asked for, that she was steps away from, her fame, her fortune, blowing her business up, all that kind of stuff. And she was like, "You've been giving him the money. What's the big deal now?" So Stephanie felt like, the producer had no sympathy or empathy for her. But this is what Stephanie said she wanted. She said she wanted to be on the show to blow her business up. I don't know if she misspoke. I don't know what she was thinking about. But one of the things that struck me as really, really strange is that both her and this YouTuber began to talk about how Ryan was supposed to get here. Now, at first, in the first video, I could have sworn that I heard Stephanie indicate that that Harris was supposed to come over on a work visa. Now, in this second video, I thought I heard her say that Ryan was supposed to come on the work visa. So the premise of 90 Day Fiance is that people go overseas to find the love of their life. They bring them back to the United States on the K-1 visa. So if indeed Stephanie, if what I heard was correct, and Stephanie said that her intent was really to bring Ryan over on on the work visa, then it would appear that she's the one that wasn't being totally honest and really wasn't doing what she said she was supposed to be doing. Because if you're bringing somebody over on a work visa, this show is not called 90 Day Work Visa Exchange or Exchange Program or Foreign Student Exchange Program or, this is not what this show is. This show is bringing someone over on a K-1 visa in order to marry them. She indicated that the two of them have been dating for 3-4 years or whatever, or let's say 2-3 years, and that, she was in love with this man. Now all of a sudden she's indicating that allegedly that she was really bringing him over on a work permit. I'm having a problem. I'm having a problem with following this story. I'm having a problem with following the accuracy of the story. Because one thing about the truth needs no defense. It is what it is. But oftentimes a lie does. A lie requires defense, and it also requires good memory. So, how you take those little cards and you flip them over and you have to remember where the last one was, stuff like that. That's how a lie is. A lie is like playing with some cards flipped over and trying to match those mofos up. So, I don't know if I heard it correctly, but you all please take the time to go and see if you heard it, if you heard what I heard, that she indicated that she was really bringing Ryan over here on a work visa. So she wasn't even qualified to be on this show. So then that even means that she told a lie or they told a lie. Now, Stephanie is continuing to go on and say that the producers told her to do this and told her to do that and faked this storyline. She indicated because her and Ryan had broke up that she didn't think that Ryan was going to do the show, although she indicated that she is the one that gave them the address to Ryan's house. So if she's the one that gave them the address to Ryan's house and they went and found Ryan and they told her that Ryan was going to film, then why does she still need Harris? She said that she had gotten Harris and she had met Harris the first time, when she met Ryan. And she said that her and her brother were the first white people that they had ever seen because Harris is a bushman. Now, she mentioned that Harris was a bushman probably 3 or 4 times during the interview. And it really, every time she said it, it stung me. Because I'm saying, what is a bushman? And what do you mean that he's a bushman? Does that mean that he can be taken advantage of, that he can be treated any kind of way, that he can be used and abused? Thank you, Nigel, for the $5 super chat. And so I'm just saying to myself, thank you, boo. Why is it that she sees him as a bushman? So, I looked up Bushman and I saw that, they, are from Africa. They're in Africa. They're, what the fuck is a Bushman? And why would she call him a Bushman? Why would she indicate that this mofo don't have any television? I guess that he is living in a jungle of Belize. And he's just ignorant. She also made a comment about Ryan not having a father, and that because he did not have a father, she believed that he just didn't know any better. He was ignorant and couldn't do any better. Does she know how many people are born and raised without ever knowing their father and they're extremely successful? Sometimes it's just best for you to just be quiet and to think something, but just absolutely not say it. Because you done called this man a jungle bunny or a jungle, a caveman basically. I guess she's saying that he lives in a hut with no lights, no running water. He's just like a bush. Like, that's how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me in the comments. But I think that a bushman, to call somebody a bushman over and over and over again, to me is offensive. It's just offensive to me. Because he wasn't a bushman when you asked him to get in a boat and to come over on a boat and catch a couple of buses and some jitneys, some Ubers, and a couple of scooters and bicycles in order to get to you. He wasn't all that when you needed him to pay backup for Ryan. How dare you, continue to say how much you did for people and I did this and I did that? Could it possibly be, Stephanie, that maybe you were the one who was, you give the man, you have the man there, he serves his purpose, right? Because if we're to believe that everything that you're saying happened, really didn't happen, was $100 bill that you gave him payment for his acting role? Like, I'm confused as hell. And it's like, leave well enough alone. You did your tell all. I think it was phenomenal. But now you're coming out here, you're trying to clear stuff, and it's just, in my opinion, getting worse and cotton freaking worse. The things that you say, the way that you look at people who you believe are under you, or lower class than you are, it's just deplorable. And it's unnecessary to drag these people down lower than you already have. You go along with this storyline. You act like you were under duress, in doing this. You say that, like, this is the new stuff, like, right, y'all? So I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to I'm trying to bring it together because it really disturbed me. There was just so many stereotypes. I thought that she was just, stereotyping people and putting people in categories and all kinds of stuff. And it just really, really bothered me this time, because I just really just believe that in your attempt to be right, you're making everybody else wrong and everybody else dispensable, and everybody else, they were at my beck and call, and I was just, giving them money, and I was taking care of them, and I brought her a laptop, and the least that they could have done was to do it my way. The least that they could have done was to tell me that they were going to be on Bears All. She said that, that she believes that the network was wanting to make sure that Ryan got the last word. She talked about so many things about these people, and just made them look like complete, imbeciles. I just, like Stephanie, it's not cool. Not everybody has a six-figure job or a seven-figure company, and not everybody drives around in Maseratis, and not everybody has Louis and Chanel's and high fashion clothes, and not everybody has that. They just don't. But they're still, at the end of the day, human beings, and they're people. And these people came out for you to do something for you. And it's one thing to expose what you believe is deceit on behalf of a network, right? You thinking that, they're deceiving the people, they made you do something, or a lot of things that you didn't want to do. I'm just really bothered by this. And I just think that Stephanie needs to learn the art of shutting up. Because sometimes the more you talk, the more you look like a fool. Now, I'm not saying that that's necessarily what's happening with Stephanie. I'm just saying sometimes the more you talk, the more of a fool you look. She said that after she went live and did her Instagram till all, that the network decided to pay her. She said that following Friday, she got the rest of the money that was owed to her. But she didn't get the money back for her medical bills. Now, she indicates that she was getting all of these sandfly bites, and that she had begun to start swelling and stuff like that. And so the cast and the crew, I guess, according to Stephanie, um, told her that she needed to see a physician, I believe, or she told him she needed to see one. And so she called the number, and she had a doctor to come out and see about her. She said at this point this doctor was, giving her medicine and stuff like that. And that when the doctor left out of the room to go and get payment, he came right back and was like, they said you need to pay for it. Now, Stephanie believes that there should have been some type of workers' compensation for her injuries and for, whatever happened to her. She said that in one part of the contract, it indicated that they don't pay for it, but then she said there was another clause or something in there that indicated that they should have paid for it. But at the end of the day, she is, according to her, pursuing the legal route and trying to collect those funds, or be um, um, uh, that she's trying to recoup the money. She wants to be reimbursed for her medical care. Now, in some ways, I do believe that, if you are hurt on the job, that you should be compensated if something happens to you. If it was a slip or fall, slip and fall, or if you happen to get burnt, or, just something happens, I do believe that, you should be compensated for that. But I do believe that you have to make sure you read the contract to see whether or not they are going to compensate you for that. I find it very strange too that Stephanie received all of these sand bites. But she said in her last interview that she had been to Belize like every couple of months. So shouldn't she have already known what to wear, what preventative lotions or ointments or sprays or lotions to put on her body to prevent all these sand bites, especially knowing, according to her, that they do 18 hours, 12 hours filming, because she mentioned that in her hometown that they were in a hotel room and that they were, doing her confessionals, and that she was filming for hours upon hours upon hours. I'm just confused. And I'm trying to give you all the information that I believe that you can use so that you can help me out so that I'm not so fucking confused at it. I'm really confused at it about her story, and I'm not buying it because they're just, I'm not buying it all because there's just so many poked holes. It almost looks like a slice of Swiss cheese. There are so many holes and so many questions that I still have for Stephanie. So, Stephanie, if you are looking at this, you indicated that you don't want any of the fans or any of the subscribers to be confused about the issue and about what's going on. Well, guess what? I'm confused. And I'm sure that my subscribers are confused. So if you don't mind, we would love for you to take a little trip around here. You can hit me up in my DMs on Instagram. And we would love to have you come on this show to fill in some of these holes. Because as a woman, I want to believe you. As a woman, I want to support you. As a woman, I want to endorse you. But there's just so many things, Stephanie, that just are not connecting for me. And as I said, I don't believe that they are connecting for my nieces and nephews. And damn it, we need to ask the right questions. Not to say that Celeb Guy did not do a great job in his interview. I believe that he did a fantastic job. He was able to make her feel comfortable and to have her to answer questions. But I want to ask those questions that nobody else is probably willing to ask her. I really want to know what the real dealio was. If you had all First of all, I want you to answer this question, Stephanie. You indicated that you were, um, or I believe you indicated that you were wanting Ryan, okay, your initial boyfriend, to come over on a work visa. Then why did you sign up for a K1 visa? Was it that you really signed up for a K1 visa, or did you go in with the fool la la, indicating that you was doing the K1 visa, but you really won't doing it? I really want that question answered. Thank you, Evelyn, for the $5 super chat. You're number one. Thank you. Thank you for the super sticker. I'm just having a hard time. I'm really confused at it about where Stephanie is with all this. She says her story has changed so many times. Like yes. It just really continues to change. And there are just so many things that I'm so not understanding. Right? Are y'all right there with me? Are we not understanding this? And then, Stephanie, I would like you to answer or to define Bushman. What is a Bushman? And like, I really want to understand that. What does it mean for Harris to be a Bushman? And what's the difference between Harris and Ryan? Is Ryan too a Bushman? If he is, where does he live? Because Ryan had a job. And then one of the jobs that Ryan had, according to you, you set it up for him. I'm confused. So did Ryan, when you and Ryan break up, is that why Ryan lost his job? I'm just asking. Is that why Ryan lost his job? Because you were no longer paying his wages to your friend who owned a hotel resort? And now I want to ask another question. Did you believe because you were giving money and stuff to Emma and computers and you said new clothes and you was giving gifts to the baby, does that mean that they owe you? Like fair exchange, no robbery? Number four. In the episode, you indicated that you've been talking to Ryan the whole entire time. So do Bush people have cell phones? Cause if it's a if he's a Bushman like I read, then they don't even have cell phones. And he asked you, could he see this stuff on YouTube? You told him no, he could see it on a television show. But he can indeed see this on YouTube because people be bootlegging the videos or the episodes. There was something else, Stephanie, that I wanted to ask you um, about this. You indicated that your lawyer had outlined several things that you felt like they owed you for. Your airline tickets, food and lodging, um, camera equipment, missed flights, stuff like that. But then you said in the middle of this, your lawyer had to have heart surgery, and that you were hiring other attorneys. Stephanie, does that just seem a little coincidental to you? I'm asking for a friend. That's all. Just simply asking for a friend. There were a couple of other things that you said. Let me see if I can remember them. You said that the producer met with Ryan and Harris, that they went to Harris's Bush Village to film the last little scene with him and Emma and the kids. You said that they also went down or stayed down there and did Bears All with both Ryan and with Harris. But you said you called the producer and you told the producer that you would fly to Belize to do these interviews with them. Why would you want to be around a man that you said did all these things to you? And if he really did these things, why are you concerned about the 10 years that he may spend in jail for doing these things? I'm just confused as hell. Not to say it's not true. I want to make sure that I make that very clear. I'm not indicating that they're not true. I just need to be cleared up. I need you to explain that why a woman will want to meet with someone like this. Then you said that you read a letter off from the attorney, Marsha, because you was throwing names all over the place. I mean, everybody had a name. You just throwing the name out there, right? But you said she sent a letter and said that we would support you. We told you that we would support you if something happened to you, as you alleged. We will help you with any legal proceedings. You sit there and you call him this deplorable name, R. Ryan, the apist Ryan, but then you don't want to press charges against him. But here's the kicker, y'all. Then she says, there's some things that happened in Ryan's life that were terrible and worse than what had happened to me. And that if someone pulled up the San Pedro, I believe you said San Pedro, criminal records for him, that they will find some things, and that TOC does a background check on everybody but allegedly TLC missed all this deplorable stuff that happened in his background, but you dated him for 3 years, young. Now, I know you make more than six figures. I'm sure you do. You date a man in another country for 3 years. And instead of you taking your money and spending your money on a background check, you take and spend it on a psychic. You let this psychic woman give you all this information about who and what Ryan is instead of going and doing a background check for $15.99. So now you're coming out after everything happened and you're indicating that he's got some pretty bad stuff in there as it relates to women. Y'all know what I'm talking about without saying it on my channel. But you dated him for 3 years. Did you know, Stephanie, while dating him, that he had these records? Or did you decide to do a background check on him after you came back home? I'm just asking. Because again, you said you did not want any of your fans or any of the fans of the show to be left with unanswered questions. And that's just a few. So even if you choose to go out on your Instagram page, Stephanie, and answer these questions, or even if you decide that you want to interview with me directly, I would love to have those questions answered. Because woman to woman, if this man did to me what you're indicating that he did, I could never look him in his face again unless I was sitting on a stand giving my testimony. Okay, thank you. Exactly, simply vocals. Okay. I don't know. She's saying that, the crew, the producers forced her to do this. She's 52 years old and she's still allowing people to force her and influence her to make bad and poor choices. I don't understand why it appears that, and I said appears, why it appears that she doesn't want to take responsibility for the things that have happened to her, for the decisions and the choices that she made. Like when you get to be that grown, you are responsible for your decisions. And you can't stand around and poke or point your finger at the producers and say that they made you do this because did you do this under duress? Were you forced to do this? No, you may have been influenced to do it. But I mean, we all have had individuals who have tried to influence. And I'm not saying that I am not saying that TLC, Sharp Entertainment, whatever, is not responsible for how she looked. Because whatever they filmed, they edited, right? They did the editing, and we saw the edited version of who Stephanie says she is. We saw Stephanie. Stephanie says that she was tired, but every time we saw Stephanie, especially having meals, she had a drink. So I don't understand why it's not okay to say I had a drink and I was a little tipsy. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Okay? Hey, everybody in the club getting tipsy. As a grown woman, you can say that. If you are of legal age, it's okay for you to get drunk and get tipsy. So even the simple things to me, she appears to be in denial of, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that the network is perfect. I'm not saying that. You know, Celeb Guy indicated that, now he doesn't, know whether or not, he says something to the fact that he doesn't even know whether or not he can enjoy the show anymore, whatever. But we all going to be looking at it next season. April 25th, I believe, is a new thing of Happily Ever After. We all going to be looking at the shit. So, Stephanie, it's just a few questions that your auntie just wants to ask you. I'm a little disappointed by this interview. I think that, the first one was good enough. Considering that we watched the 90-Day Fiance till all yesterday and it was complete bull. It did like nothing happened. Your tell all was outstanding. And sometimes it's just best to leave well enough alone. So, Stephanie, hit your auntie up. Let me know how would like to answer these questions, because I have some. After this video has been uploaded, nieces and nephews, put your questions in the comments section of this video so that Stephanie can get an opportunity, Stephanie or her staff, Pam or whoever, will get the opportunity to look over it and read it and let us know what the answers to our questions are, because we got questions. We got questions. So anyway, y'all, I just wanted to let y'all know what she said now. And somebody, please, let me know if there are Bush people in Belize. Put it down in the comments section after the video is loaded so I can pin it to the comments, because I got offended by it and maybe I should not have. Anyway, I love you all to pieces, and we'll talk again soon. Good night, y'all.